Okay, welcome to the Shirk Center. The Shirk Center houses all of our athletic facilities for all of our athletic programs. Where you get a chance to see everything here in the building, including our football-specific facilities. So why don't you follow us on in? Here in the lobby area, you can see a couple of different trophy cases and things like that for all of our different sports. Actually, when I first got here, a little over 4 years ago, this entire space was full of trophy cases, and our administrative team actually repurposed this space to make it a lot more useful for our student athletes. So it's a student athlete lounge, there's all sorts of data ports, things like that. That is a quiet space for our student athletes to be able to use. A couple things we'll point out in the trophy cases that are left up here. You can see some of the different statistical national champions over here as well. A couple of specific ones from this past fall from football was not only our defense led the entire nation in sacks per game, but Mike Murphy, who is going to be a captain for us here this fall, actually led the entire country, in sacks per game as well, which is a great accomplishment for him. You can see a number of different things for different sports. I'll point out to you the Global Bowl trophy. That was from our last foreign trip over in Tokyo, Japan. We defeated the Waseda University Big Bears 33-6. Unbelievable trip. Every 3 to 4 years, we're making a trip overseas, which is an outstanding experience. A lot of individual national awards here as well. I'll point out the Gagliardi Trophy here first. The Gagliardi Trophy is basically, in essence, the Division III Heisman Trophy, the Player of the Year award. And we had a player by the name of Lon Erickson, who was a quarterback here a few years back, that won the Gagliardi Trophy his senior year. You see right next to him is a good picture right there. Chris Basilian is one of our most famous alums. Wearing number 99, you think Chris would be a tight end or a defensive end or something. He was actually a wide receiver in the early 90s. And his claim to fame is he broke Jerry Rice's career touchdown receptions record his senior year. And I actually got a call from Jerry that night on the phone to congratulate him. So just over here, to the left actually, is down towards our natatorium. Our natatorium actually was the first part of the building that was constructed about 3 years in advance of the rest of the building. Right now, we're not going to take you back there. They're doing a bunch of maintenance and things on the pool. It doesn't even have any water in it, but it's a great facility for us to be able to use for recovery and our workouts, in season and out of season as well. A lot more trophy cases over here on our left side. This is all about team recognition here. So you're going to get all the different years underneath the different programs and their conference championships. You can see a lot of commitment to success from that standpoint. A lot of the most recent conference championship trophies, throughout the years for all of our sports as we're going through it. National championships as well. And that's the exciting thing about it is it's not just football having success here. It's our men's and women's basketball teams, our men's and women's lacrosse teams, our softball teams, our baseball teams won a national championship. Outdoor women's track and field as well. Both our basketball teams have won. So there's a lot of success from that standpoint as well. And that's one of the things that makes it very special here with all of our success in the classroom as well as on the athletic fields. Over here to your right, we'll show you a couple of the national championship trophies here, but one of our most famous basketball alums, which is Jack Sigma. Not only did he have a great career here in the 70s, but actually won an NBA championship with the Seattle Supersonics back then. And actually just this past fall was inducted into the National Basketball Hall of Fame. We'll bring you over this way and get you a chance to get a good view of our field house here as well. As you come through here, you can see not only is there a full 200-meter track all the way around, actually was just refurbished, this past off season with things. It's a great venue to take in some indoor track and field events. There's actually 4 full basketball courts. It's multi-purpose in a lot of different ways. You can put basketball hoops lower down on each side of them. You can see all the different things hanging from the rafters there to separate all those different courts. Intramurals is a big part of things. We have 2 batting cages on the far end they can lower down for our baseball and our softball teams to be able to utilize as well. So there's a lot of really good things about this venue. For us as a football program, we'll do a lot of our workouts in season, out season. We'll meet right here on court 1. We'll get a lot of our warm-up, our plyometric work, a lot of our conditioning done right here before we head into the strength center as well. If worst comes to worst, where there's inclement weather, we're able to come into our locker room, switch out our shoes, and use this space, to still get a practice and not lose that day prep. It's a great facility for us to use for all of our sports, as well as our student athletes. to our right here, we actually have our main arena, which houses all of our competitions for men's, women's basketball, men's, women's volleyball, now as well. Obviously, right now, all the bleachers are pulled back right here. They're doing some maintaining to the floor right here, but it's nice every now and again just to get away from being being a football guy, being a student, just be a college guy and get a chance to, sit in the stands, be part of that atmosphere. And, a lot of our guys will sit down over in the student section on that side, taking the game. Obviously, with being right here on campus, it's easy for our students to participate and be a part of that as well. You can see the recently hung banner for Jack Sigma after his Hall of Fame induction from that side of things. His retired jersey number 44, and then all the national championship and Final Four banners for our men's and women's basketball teams as well. And that's the fun thing is, being an athlete, you like to see, competition and a lot of success. And as a fan, here at IWU, you're going to get a chance to take in some high-level basketball games along with the rest of our sports as well. So in addition to our main arena in the field house, we actually have a practice gym right here, which is hardwood floors right there, nice training facility, baskets on either side. This allows our men's and women's basketball teams, practice at the same time, but also when they're not practicing, our students actually can come in and, shoot around, pick up games, that type of thing. They like the hardwood surface in there. During the off season, you'll see a lot of our guys utilizing that for intramurals and other. Is one of the newer expansions actually. So these pillars right here used to be the wall right here. And about 5-6 years ago, they actually built just an expansion right here that included all sorts of different things. More locker rooms for our different teams, so they don't have to share a second training room, some meeting spaces, and then the fitness center as well, which we'll show you here. And the nice thing about our fitness center is this is open to all of our general students, faculty, and staff. So our football players can absolutely use this facility. But it used to be where our fitness center and our strength center were all combined together, which we'll show you the strength center here for our athletes here in a minute. But it's nice to have two separate spaces, a lot less congestion, when you're trying to get your workout in. As you look through here, this is, definitely a nice space, for our students, faculty, staff to be able to use. A lot of brand new equipment, those types of things, big screen TVs. You get to overlook the nice parking lot there, a lot of natural light. So great space for our guys to be able to use as they need to. One of the big benefits I touched on already were the meeting spaces that we have. There's a couple of brand new meeting rooms, right here as well, that we can split into two separate spaces. Or we can take down the wall and have our big team meeting rooms over here as well, which is something that we do utilize quite a bit. It's a nice space. Everything is hooked up to the computers right there, big chalkboard, whiteboards, right there for us. Some of the best air conditioning in the facility right here as well. So we'll use this, like I said, anywhere from academic meetings, introductory meetings in camp, with our first year student athletes. I know Coach Esch likes to sit and talk to those guys quite a bit, let them know what to expect as we're going through things. And then these are used a lot for defensive meeting rooms actually on this side. So our full defense actually will meet here on a regular basis and then split off into some of the other meeting spaces as we go. But you can kind of oversee as you're looking through here, all the parking lots and different things like that. Big tailgate scene, here on game days, all this stuff gets filled up. It's a pretty cool visual. On Saturday morning to come in and see the grills going. And the nice thing about this space, specifically, is you can see right down into the stadium, as well. It's pretty cool perch up here to be able to see all the action that's going on. That's one of my favorite things about our setup is that it's just so efficient. Very convenient for our guys. They get into the building, they can get changed, all that type of stuff, and be right out on the practice field. All right, so this is really the main entrance. A lot of our spectators will come in through this side on game day as well. You can see, really bordering the entrance here is a couple memorials for a few of our former players that passed away on either side as well. Our guys will actually tap the rock on the way into the stadium. Just a gesture that has gone on ever since Doug passed away and continues on to this day. So. All right. So Tucci Stadium is quite literally a historical landmark. All right, it's Tucci Stadium as it's set up here, and Wilder Field is actually the site here. So the thing that's unique about Tucci Stadium and Wilder Field specifically is that this is the oldest site in the state of Illinois and the 5th oldest site in the country where college football has been played. They've been playing college football here for 128 years. That's a big part of our tradition. So the cool thing is all the history and the tradition that you get along with it. You can see as you look, we kind of have a unique half a horseshoe structure, right there around our stadium. The reason for that is originally the baseball field was right here as well. Back over there where the grandstand was where home plate was. Left field was out where the softball facility is now, and they had this big weird kind of 5-turn track around it. So obviously it's been renovated and updated throughout the years. Baseball has a beautiful facility over there as well. And actually the turf, this is the second turf that's been laid here. They just finished up laying our brand new turf here last week. So our first game here in September will be the first time any game's been played, right here on the brand new field turf. So walking around, it is a huge improvement. Looks really sharp. Our guys are going to be really excited when they get back as well. And I think that's really pretty indicative of our university, where you have a really good mix of the old school and the tradition with great updates and upgrades and making sure that our guys have new facilities and resources available to them to be at their best. So it's a great environment. We fill up the stands. A lot of parents and family will kind of sit on this end. Our band will be over there. You can see the drum stand up there as well. We pack it up, and it's a great environment, that's for sure. In addition to game day, we actually practice right here, all the time. We do have a couple grass practice fields on the other side of the creek there, but otherwise, we'll practice right here on the turf, every single day during the fall as well. So great facility for us to be able to use. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you underneath here and show you a lot of history, actually, from this side of things. There we go. Here at the warehouse in the Shirk Center, the majority of the year. But what we do on game days is we will come underneath and use the stadium, some of the original meeting rooms. It's not the nicest, shiniest part of the tour, but it's definitely one of the pieces that's the most tradition rich. Which is the Titan Wall. This is the tradition, in which we have many here, that Coach Esch started, well over 30 years ago, where he wanted a way to honor, the seniors. Basically he created the Titan Wall. You can kind of see originally where they thought that it was going to take place right there. So what this is the last Friday practice before the last regular season game every single year since Coach has been there. They have the wall siding. We pack the entire team down in here on the bleachers. We got a row of chairs, for our guys up front. And Coach stands up and talks about what it means to be a Titan. Some of the things that these guys had to overcome in their time, in their 4 years at Illinois Wesleyan, some of the things they accomplished. And then he calls them out one by one. He hands them the pen, and it's their opportunity to leave their mark and sign the wall. So you can see here's Coach Esch, 75 grad right here. He's been coaching since the late 80s. Actually, his son, Kyle, who was a captain and a quarterback in the early 90s from that side of things. There's just so much history, right here as well. You get guys as recently as, right overhead on that side on that beam, there's the 2018 class, a couple of captains from 2017, all the way to, here's the captain of the 1939 team that has his name on the wall. It's really cool to see all the different doctors, lawyers, CEOs, guys that are coaching, at all sorts of different levels, with their name all in one space. You can see over on this side here, actually, we've got all the different years of Titan football, going all the way back to the 1800s there, 1887. I had to overcome the 0-1 start in '87. That was tough, but we bounced back in '88, got to 2-0. There we go. So all the different stars you can see in the conference championships. Most recently, right there as well in 2017, 2018, we won 2 out of the last 3 conference championships. So very cool to see all the history, in one spot. So the only problem is we're running out of room. It's turning into more of the Titan tunnel than it is the Titan wall anymore. On game day, we'll crowd everybody right here in this little area. Coach will address the team, and then we'll take the field from here. Everybody smacking the spot for the next conference championship right there. One continue to add to the list as we go. So another one of the very cool traditions that happens on game day is that right around an hour before kickoff, our entire team, coach will bring them from the locker room in the Shirk Center, and our entire team will line up 2 by 2, starting at these big rocks on the other end of the sidewalk and all the way back. And what they do is whatever seniors picked out their walkout song or anything like that, they kick on the music real loud and walk to the stadium. They move from the Shirk Center into the stadium. And when that happens, the entire tailgate over there, fans, friends, family, all come over and, basically line either side of the sidewalk and welcome our team into the stadium. And it's a very cool sight, for our guys. Essentially, walking through the tailgate on the way to the stadium from that standpoint. So, fun to be a part of that tradition, for sure. All right, so this is usually where the long green line would start on that way down. And as you'll find, most of the Shirk Center is all locked up. The main entrance, which we came in to start with, are really the only unlocked doors when things are open. But on either side, right next to the locker rooms, what you'll find is a keypad. And our players can use the last 6 digits of their campus ID to punch in there and gain access, so they can bypass a lot of those other things and be able to get right down to the stadium. Nice mud room here, knock off the cleats, try to keep the building as clean as possible. Okay, so as we outlined before, this is one of 2 athletic training rooms here in the facility. When they built the expansion, they actually built a second one, over on the other side as well. And the great thing is that just cuts down on the flow of traffic on a daily basis, especially in the fall. It starts out pretty easy where it's just football and volleyball and soccer are kind of starting out. But as you get later in the fall, there's all sorts of different sports going on. So it allows our training staff to have the facilities that they need to. The great thing about this is exclusively football. During the fall, we're located right on the other side of that wall. So the proximity to our locker room is outstanding. And our staff is really one of the best in the country. We actually have the largest athletic training staff in our conference, made up of multiple certified athletic trainers. Dr. Bill Kauth, who's our head athletic trainer, has been here for years and years and years. He has a hand in the strength and conditioning side of things as well. He has assistants, including other certified athletic trainers as well. We have a great relationship with ISU up the road, where they have a very strong graduate program for athletic training. And a lot of their grad assistants who are certified will come down and not only work football, but all of our athletic programs, which is nice to have, for student athletes. And we have a very good undergrad, training program here as well. So a lot of student trainers, just starting out, maybe carrying around water bottles, whatever it is, out there on the field. But when we step on the practice field, game field, there's a lot of eyes on you and a lot of people taking care of you. Typically, the training room hours are anywhere from 7, 8 in the morning to 7, 8 at night. I mean, there's somebody in here willing to give you treatment from that side of things. If you need to designate a certain time to come in and get treatment in classes and things like that, they'll work with you. So you can kind of see the basic layout of the room. Here's more of your straightforward kind of tape your ankle, tape your wrist type of stations from that standpoint. You can see here's more where they do all the therapy and Here's where all their torture equipment is, whatever it is to keep you healthy over on this side of things. And then, back in here is the hydrotherapy room where these two are going on just over a year old, actually. Brand new hot and cold whirlpools. So those are pretty popular with the guys once you get going in the season as well. So nice space for us to be able to use. Try to keep our guys as healthy as possible. In addition to our trainers, we have a team doc as well that will come in every Monday during the season. If you come in on a Sunday after game and my shoulder's not quite feeling right, Doc Houth may say, hey, we want the team doc to take a peek at you. A lot of that initial stuff is all done in-house unless it's an emergency. So the team doc will come in and donate his time to do evaluations. If there is something that's serious that you do need an x-ray, you do need an MRI, our training staff actually will help trace for you. There's 2 major hospitals here in town, including one right on the other side of our stadium, that works with basically everybody's insurance coverage from that side of things. So in addition to that, we have a team doc on sideline for all of our games as well. So like I said before, our guys are pretty well taken care of for sure. So this was pretty exciting for us. Basically just a year ago, this space was all still under renovation. This is the main entrance. You can see wrapped with all these, different eventful pictures. Our last conference championship right there, big catch against Wheaton a couple years ago to beat them at their homecoming. You can see some of the different goal boards, offensively, defensively, and special teams, as well as the game breakers. We slapped your mugshot up there on the game breaker board if you made some big plays, got a sack, got a turnover, anything from that standpoint. We do have a key code. There's 2 entrances to the locker room, and we change out the key code, basically every fall. So it's only our guys in the room secure that way. I'm going to cheat and use my key here. So, all right, come on in. So this is the football-only locker room here. This was all completely renovated, like I said, less than a year ago. We're pretty fortunate. Coach Ash asked our alumni base to step up and support some changes that were needed. Not a lot of things that happened down here in the last 25 years. So he reached out to our alumni base to see if they would be willing to support and bring in some new resources for our players. And they stepped up in a big way, to the tune of about $250,000 is what they raised for this renovation. So everything you see in here is brand new. They chiseled out, knocked out all the concrete for the old lockers, put in brand new custom wood lockers. As you're going through here, you can see up top here, everybody gets their own nameplate right here. These are usually captain's lockers as you go through. They actually have, that one's locked. There we go. Actually have some storage space up above, right here that you can lock, with the paddle lock there. Down below, you have extra storage in here as well. You do have another paddle lock where you can put down if you like. Otherwise, it's enough room for each of our guys to have their own seat. Up top, actually, that's where you place your shoulder pads and your helmet as well to help dry those things out and keep it from smelling like a locker room here, come August. But everybody gets their own individual space. One of the nice things with these hooks right here is our equipment staff actually will push through a lot of that laundry. So you drop all your stuff from the previous day's practice, all your under gear, practice jersey, pants, all that type of stuff. You drop them in these bins that they put right here in the locker room. They'll take them, they'll wash them, and it's got your locker number on it. They'll hang them right there for you. So when you come in the next day, you've got some clean stuff. So it's nice to have that all, right there for you for sure. But as you look around, at first we used to have one little couch and a really small TV up there. And as you look around, as the budget grew, I think one day Coach came back from Sam's Club and says, "Hey, I got 9 TVs." So we've got a couple bigger ones in through here. But as you look around, there's literally a TV in every single corner. State-of-the-art sound system. That thing gets going loud, especially on game day, from that side of things. But you can see that for our guys, no matter where you're sitting, you can see a TV, and have that going for you as well. But nice space for us to be able to call our own, for sure. Custom brand new couches, chairs, all very, very comfortable, from that side of things as well. As you walk down this way, our shower rooms are actually on one side to the left, our restrooms to the right. All of our history of football captains, MVPs, All-Americans, all those different things are right up there on the tradition board too. You can see obviously there's TVs on each side, more graphics and things that should go there. Nice space for our guys to be able to use. All right, so next, lastly, we're going to show the strength center here. So just the proximity to our locker room, certainly the field house, and then the strength center all right here is definitely an advantage for us. So this was at one point a fitness and strength center all together. And what they're able to do by splitting up the fitness center, from the strength center here, was able to clear out a bunch more space, bring in more platforms, racks, and things that are a lot more specific to athletic performance, from that side of things. So this is the space that our guys will use. In-season workout 2 to 3 days a week, depending on what stage we're at in the season. During the off-season workout 4 days a week. And it's all right here. So our warm-ups are all done out in the field house. We'll come right here in the weight room. The nice thing I really like about it is we work out in smaller groups. There's usually 10 to 20 guys in each workout. Allows our strength staff to be a lot more hands-on, coach guys, but also allows you to be more efficient with your time. There's not 3-hour workouts in here with everybody on the team. It's really a position where, we're trying to be in here, like I said, with 20 or less guys for about an hour, 15 hour, 20 minutes from the warm-up all the way through conditioning. So it's a nice space for our guys to be in here, be efficient with their time, be pushing themselves, obviously, but then, hey, get on with your day. You got classes, you got practice, all sorts of different things. So. And this is a really good example of just how forward-thinking and progressive our athletic administration staff is. They repurposed this, over a year ago as a golf center. And it actually has 2 big golf simulators in there, and actually hosts our 2019 national champs with our men's golf team. So it's great to see, nobody really just sitting on their past accomplishments, which is a pretty nice deal. And that brings us right back to the field house. We're very fortunate to have the athletic facilities that we do. You can see between the football facilities outside with our stadiums, certainly the renovations to our locker room, but all of our student athletes here really have the best, at their fingertips. So it's great to have those types of facilities to allow us to reach our goals athletically as well as academically. So, all right, that's it for the tour. We'll send it back to Coach Esch.